Hi, it's Mark Bossert. I'm here with Bernie Pawlik, Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver, Vancouver's best auto service experience. And we're talking cars. How you doing, Bernie?
Doing very well.
So today it's a 2019 Land Rover Discovery. What was going on with this vehicle?
Yeah, so this vehicle came in. The owner had been in for a tire changeover at a tire shop, and they mentioned the brakes looked like they were nearly worn out. So she brought the vehicle to us. We did an inspection and found that the brakes, in fact, were pretty badly worn and in need of replacement. We did front and rear, but we're just going to talk about the rear in this podcast.
All right, let's have a look at the pictures.
There's our brakes done. That's the completed job. New rotors, pads. You can see that orange, bit of orange around the caliper. We put special lubricant around some of the moving parts, which prevents noise, vibration, prevents the parts from seizing up over time. So that's the brakes done. Here's a photo of the brakes, the old brake pads. And as you can see, one of them looks like it's got a lot of material on it, the one with the red arrow. You look at the one with the yellow arrow, their pad's almost worn out. It's got, less than half the amount of material as the other side. So this was kind of the issue with the brakes. They're really unevenly worn from the inside to the outside pad. If you'd only looked at the outside pad, you go, hey, these brakes will last for a long time, but the inside ones, they're pretty near done. Not completely worn out.
Close.
Yeah, very close.
What would be causing that, and what's the issue with that uneven wear?
Usually it's caused by the brakes, like either the caliper slider sticking or the actual pad sticking in their sort of mounting bracket. They sit in a bracket. As I pointed that orange lubricant out earlier, that kind of thing can cause the pads to wear too. But a lot of times it's the caliper slider pins that are sticking. In this case, nothing was found to be really severely bad, but we cleaned and lubricated everything anyways, which we always do. But something was definitely causing it to wear, and that most likely just needed a good service lubricant. And this is a comparison for the worn pad to a brand new one, so you can see this very substantial difference between the two pads in terms of size. And there's another view of the job completed, and we're sort of looking down on the brakes.
These seem like really big rotors. Is there a particular reason why Land Rover uses big rotors?
It just helps stop the vehicle, disperse the heat, and that's the whole idea behind it. The fronts on these were even substantially larger, and it actually had, a Brembo brake package on the front. We ended up having to get the rotors from the dealer, which were outrageously expensive. But the front brake pads were very large. But interestingly enough, 65,000 kilometers, and they're pretty much worn out, which is much better than Land Rovers used to be. But I'm always amazed with some of these big SUVs, Land Rovers, Audi Q7s. They go through brakes really fast, quickly. The word I'm thinking of. They go through the brakes quickly, and yet they have enormous brakes. Like sometimes their front brake rotors are like, 12, 14 inches in diameter, enormous pads. And I've owned a few GM trucks, and the brakes will last 100,000 kilometers, and with brakes that are substantially smaller on a truck that weighs just as much and hauls heavy weights. So I don't quite know why they wear so fast, but they do.
So there you go. If you're looking for service for your Land Rover, Range Rover in Vancouver, they service many vehicles every single week of that make and model. Bring them in. Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver. You can book online at pawlikautomotive.com, or you can call them at 604-327-7112. You have to book ahead. They're always busy. Pawlik Automotive, Vancouver, BC, Canada. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Thank you, Bernie.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for watching.